Hey Fofita, what's up? Recognize this spot? Just relaxing, it's a beautiful day. Hey, it's very nice, yeah, the weather's beautiful. Hey David, what's up? You out having a drink right now? Looks like I just saw you on Facebook. I didn't catch what you were frustrated about, David. Hey Andrew, what's up? I got all my uptown friends on here right now. What's new over there? I'm just showing everybody kind of the beautiful weather in Lake Calhoun area, what I'm experiencing. I'm gonna do a periscope in a little bit when I'm away from some people here, talk about data-driven stuff. David, things are going really well. I was watching that Mind Valley video yesterday, and it just really hit me yesterday where the excitement of this marketing stuff is, where the separation is from the disconnect from the businesses and growth hackers like ourselves. And I couldn't put my finger on it because you're kind of like, oh, well, I'm a growth hacker, and then like every business out there doesn't really care that you're a growth hacker because it doesn't resonate with them. And then, you know, you say data-driven decisions and data-driven marketing, and it's kind of like people don't get what that means. It sounds really analytical and very scientific as well. I got to thinking about it. People are talking about massive action all the time, and you know, I was thinking just like 5 minutes ago, and I think massive action is Tony Robbins says that a lot. I think massive action is really a good description for health. You know, walking a lot, going to the gym a lot. Fofita does squats a lot. She's a master at squats. I think massive action is good for health. You know, getting to know the right people in life and business, I think, is more about alignment. I think it's more about the data. It's more about resonating. I didn't invite you to what? I didn't invite you to here. I just went here like 5 minutes ago. I decided 5 minutes ago I was going to go here. But yeah, I will invite you. I mean, I was thinking of even getting a butter pecan, but I felt guilty to get butter pecan since you're not here. Even though you probably get coffee ice cream. But yeah, we'll do a butter pecan before this place, for sure, before this place closes up, and then before it gets too cold, for sure. And so to bore some people with the data driven stuff again, it's, you know, I was watching that Mind Valley video yesterday, and it was just like, it's just so obvious to me, and I figured, and it hit me when he was explaining it. He's just like, when he was talking about his app and how he had a top app, he's just like, yeah, we're getting, you know, 3% better on search and 3% better here and 4% better there. And he's like, you know, ended up with 28% compounded. Thanks for all the hearts, guys. 28% compounded, and it's just like, well, yeah. And then he goes, but furthermore, I'm doing it pretty much myself, so it's all like double the profit for the company. He's like, you know, we started off with $700. The guy was like, I didn't have any money. He grabbed some stuff off the street, some free furniture, and he had $700. And here he is 10 years later. His company's making $20 million a year, Mind Valley, and it's got a $50 million valuation coming up. And it's like, he just did that with data. He just did it with compounding data. He did it with growth hacking. And, you know, I've been spending all these years reading The Slight Edge and, like, you know, following the compound effect, and always been really big into that. But I was always thinking about it like it was one step, where it was kind of like, hey, let's, you know, double your business, or let's add 50% increase. And it's always, you're always thinking about massive action and doing one step or two steps. But I think we always forget that in today's world, with all the data that we have available, we have thousands of data points that we never had before. So what this does is it gives you this opportunity to tweak many data points by 1% or 2% or 3%. And because of that, for those just joining, I'm at Lake Calhoun over here in Minneapolis area and stuff. Some of the people on recognize where I'm at right now. And it's just beautiful weather out, perfect weather out. I'm just kind of talking about data-driven marketing and growth hacking, and 80-20 rule, 10x, compounding, exponential, those are the keywords. Yeah, it really is a perfect day out. Oh, you're over at Pittsburgh Blue right now. I did see your post on that. I used to go to Pittsburgh Blue from time to time in Maple Grove, lived right down the road from there. And so I'm just thinking about, how when you're using data-driven marketing, it just doesn't take that much massive action nowadays. It just takes a lot of testing and A/B split testing, and you just whiteboard lightning figured out. Ready? Good. I got to check out some more of your whiteboard stuff. And I've been thinking about how what I'm really doing right now with, like, for example, Dave and I relate to this as real estate is, helping a realtor. It's like we're just reverse engineering the whole process. I look at what is the focal point. The focal point is his time. Like, what is the scarcity? His scarcity is his time. And it's like you would think the number one thing he needs is leads. Leads is not the number one thing he needs. What he really needs is leads on a silver platter. He needs leads that take up none of his time. He needs leads where the intention is there. So what I mean by that is if he has somebody that says more efficient, exactly, making him more efficient. Something as simple as somebody that says, I'm 3-4 months away. Higher closing probability, exactly. So the example I was giving yesterday is, something as simple as, oh, well, we got all these leads of people that are, ready to close in 3 or 4 months, or I'm sorry, their leases are expiring in 3 or 4 months. And it's like, well, even if their intentions are good, over the course of 3 or 4 months, life changes a lot. They could talk to 15 other agents along the way. There's a lot of things that don't really work in our favor. And when you find somebody where their lease is expiring, like right now, their intention is to move right now, they're fairly focused, time sensitive, and we've had situations where we put people in hotels and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they pay for the hotels, but it's somebody that's just very focused on moving forward. So what you're doing is you're just like, well, you begin with the end in mind. If you just say, well, if he were to be more efficient and he were to have somebody with aligned intentions to move right away, what would that look like? What would be the thing you often hear me say is Robert Collier's enter the conversation already going on in the customer's mind. And that is very true. So what would that person be thinking? Where would they be coming from? Where is their point of reference? And that person's usually like, there's got to be a problem. So the problem is lease expiring soon. The problem is they're tired of renting. They're stuck renting. And that's, if we can help them out of that problem, that is our value to them. Their value to us is that they have excellent credit. If they don't have excellent credit, we're fine with people that have the intention to want to fix their credit. If they just say, well, I just really want to rent for a couple years, I'm not sure if I want to live here, my credit's not very good, that doesn't really work for us. That we would just send them to a rental site. So what I'm teaching you right now is really related to whatever business you're in, especially businesses where there's salespeople. You just reverse engineer the whole thing. So what is the problem you're solving with the headline? So then what you do is once you get to the headline, and that may take a week, that may take 5 years to figure that out, then what you do is you use that headline to build opt-in pages or Facebook pages on Facebook. And then what you do is you just reverse engineer, and keep in mind that there's hundreds of variables on Facebook, and that takes a lot of time to reverse engineer it. So what you're doing is process of elimination. You're split testing. You're like, well, how does this city convert next to this city, and how does this age demographic convert to this age demographic, and how does men versus women, and what about people with families versus people without families, and what about people with these kind of buying behaviors. I actually did a search on Facebook yesterday, and they have a behavioral thing that says people that just moved into a new house, people that just got a new mortgage. They have another one where it's people that are likely to move. So we're in a world now where artificial intelligence, machine learning is really big, and Facebook is you know, there are 1.5 billion people now. They just hit 1.5 billion people. Mark Zuckerberg is on the front of Vanity Fair. I just shared an article. He just put $2 billion down on Oculus for what's the word I'm looking for? Not artificial intelligence, but virtual reality. That's what I'm looking for. He just put $2 billion on it. And if you guys didn't read the story, I just shared it on Facebook. It's pretty amazing. 17-year-old comes up with this idea for virtual reality, goes to Kickstarter, raises $2 or $3 million. And it literally, 22 years old, here he is, 22 years old. David, hey, what's up? So the story I'm telling is Oculus, 17-year-old, his name's Lucky, and he creates this virtual reality company. And he gets it over in January of last year into the office of the marketing person with Mark Zuckerberg there. And he tries on the headset. 17 years old, this guy does a Kickstarter, raises money on crowdfunding on Kickstarter. And it was a few $1 million or something like that, 2.3 million or 2 to 3 or something like that. And here he is at the age of 22, 5 years later. He just sold it for $2 billion. He's 22 years old. So that's virtual reality. That's coming up as well. But the thing that I will say for people, like, you know, Andrew's an aspiring entrepreneur.